welcome you to Donate Life Day 2020. Yay! What a typical Minnesota day, right? I think this is the third year we've done this, and every year we've been challenged by weather. But what this says about all of you for braving the cold and getting your boots on, your hats and your mittens and coming out here really speaks to volumes to the importance of the message we want to convey today. So thank you every one of you for joining us here today. My name is Susan Gunderson. It's my privilege to serve as the Chief Executive Officer with LifeSource, leading a team of amazing people who have the opportunity to help save lives every single day and offer hope and healing to patients who are awaiting transplant and families who have suffered a loss. I'm really thrilled that we have so many team members here, and I'd also like to welcome our very special partners. We have guests with us from the Mayo Clinic, from Fairview Health Services, from Allina Health, from Dakota Lions Sight and Health, and from the National Kidney Foundation. So thank you all for making the efforts to be here with us. Really appreciate it. And of course, I want to acknowledge our LifeSource ambassadors who are the heart and soul of the work that we do. You're here today to honor your loved one, to recognize the gift you've received, to share the message with our legislative leaders, and we could not be more grateful for all you do for us. So shout out to all of our ambassadors. Thank you for being here. So why are we here today? We're here today to recognize and give gratitude to our elected officials who are so important in this work of donation and transplantation. It's a public health issue, it's a community issue, and we rely on advocates and senators and representatives and the governor's office to help us carry that message. And you're helping us to reinforce that with our legislators. So when you meet with someone today, please make sure to thank them for everything they've done for our work and our mission. I want to share just a little bit of history about the long-standing support Minnesota has given to donation and transplantation, building on the rich history of transplantation in this state. We are leaders in the country, we are leaders in the world in transplantation, so bringing that message home to donation is critically important. The legislature's had a long and bipartisan history of supporting donation. Doesn't matter what party you're in, we are all about saving lives. You can be on either side of the aisle or not even on the aisle, anywhere, and support what we're doing. So let me call out a couple things that have happened in the time that we've been involved in this in the state. A couple of milestones. In 2006, Minnesota passed a law that requires all students who are training to receive their driver's license, that they have a half an hour, a 30-minute section of their training devoted to donation and the importance of that. That's a huge thing. I think we were the second state that put that in place. Second only to Wisconsin. I hate being second to Wisconsin. We were second. But then in 2016, we were the very first state in the nation to create a process where you can designate yourself as an organ, tissue, and eye donor when you receive your hunting or fishing license. Novel work, great idea, and it's been very, very successful. So we're excited about that, and it really has resulted in thousands more people choosing that as an opportunity to register as donors. Minnesota in 2016 also passed a law that provided funding for us to partner with Hennepin County Medical Center on a significant outreach effort to the American Indian community. It's a community we want to be more engaged with. There's a huge need for transplantation, and there's an awareness need to educate there as well. So we're grateful to the state for providing that funding support. So in terms of a result of that education, I just want to share really a pretty amazing statistic. So we count how many people have registered on the driver license that they want to be a donor. And in 2004, so a few years ago, 40% of people had the driver license designation, 40%. In 2019, it was 70%. That's amazing. When they receive their license or state ID, do check that box, and it's a really important thing to do, and it's because of the efforts that you have provided, the state has provided, that encourage us to get there. 70% compared to 58% nationally. So I'd say we are way above average in that one. So great, great work. I also want to just highlight some of the successes we've had this past year at LifeSource. This 2019 was a record-breaking year. We had the opportunity and the privilege to support more families than we ever have had in our 30-year history. Here's just a few statistics. We worked with 206 organ donor families. That was a 13% increase from the prior year, resulting in 635 organ transplanted, also a 13% increase. Tissue donation, we supported 789 families, gave the generous gifts of tissue, bone and skin, and connective tissue, a 17% increase over the year before. And with eye donation, cornea donation, we supported 569 families, a whopping 154% increase from the prior year in that new program for us. So those are numbers. Behind every one of those numbers are families who've been touched either through the donation comfort or through the transplantation process, and we're grateful for that. Strong and passionate partnerships with each of you, with our transplant centers and our community, make that possible. But this work isn't done. We are relentlessly working towards the day when no one will die waiting for an organ transplant. We're relentlessly working towards that day, and we continue to move the needle and carry the message to the communities, to our legislator, and others as well. And you're a big, big part of that. Right now, there are more than 3,200 people in Minnesota, North Dakota, and South Dakota waiting for a life-saving transplant. They're on the list. That's a lot of people. And they're counting on us. When you're waiting for an organ transplant, if you don't have the opportunity for a living donor, all you can do is wait and hope that all of us do our jobs to the absolute best of our ability to provide those gifts of donation. So that's our charge, and we'll continue to do that. So thank you for being here. I look forward to hearing stories about each of you meeting with legislators. If you do that, come back and make sure you tell us how that went.